What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In this video we're going to go over my top 10 Inquisition perks to unlock. A lot of these perks have prerequisites which require you therefore to either, for example, have a previous tier of kind of a similar type of perk or have invested a certain amount of points in one of the 4 categories: Forces, Secrets, Connections, and Inquisition. Or for example, it may require you to accomplish something in the game, for example, capturing a keep. Some of the earliest keeps that you can have access to are in Crestwood and the Western Approach, for example. Each category, Forces, Secrets, and Connections, of those 3, you can go out and explore, complete quests, or just run across random individual NPCs, and you can hire them as agents for the Inquisition. By doing so, it actually counts as a point towards that category. So for example, if I find an agent and re-recruit him for the Forces, then that means that's 1 point counted towards the investment in the Forces category, which brings me closer to unlocking one of the perks that require me to have a certain amount of perk points invested in that category. In other words, it's really important to try and find agents out there in the game so that way they count as a point in the category and you are not spending points on perks that you don't necessarily want in order to unlock the perks that you do want. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at my top 10 Inquisition perks. We're going to start off in the Forces category. This is actually one of the best categories, I think, out of all of them here in the game. They offer so many different perks that are really beneficial to your game as a whole. Number 10 is True Grit. Harsh environment training can be dangerous but will harden anyone into a survivor. By unlocking this perk, all party members gain a 10% increase to all defenses. So like I mentioned before, by capturing a keep, it allows you to invest a point into this perk. It doesn't give it to you automatically just because you captured a keep, it just sort of unlocks it so that way you can unlock it, if that makes any sense. Number 9 is going to take us to the Secrets and Deft Hands Fine Tools. The training, gear, and experience working with master locksmiths needed to tackle the toughest and most ingenious locking mechanisms allows all rogues in the party to open masterwork locks. This is one of the specialties that the rogues have. Like the warriors have wall bash, like mages have energize, and they can kind of create bridges and do all kinds of cool things with magic. The lockpicking is something that they can normally do for very simple locks. By having deft hands and fine tools, it allows them to open up more difficult locks and get into rooms that may have some more rare schematics, maybe some high quality materials or something like that. Number 8 is going to take us over to Connections and down to the shortlist. Now, you may be wondering, where are all your points? This is actually my second playthrough that I'm working on right here. That's why I don't have anything invested at all. In fact, actually, when it comes to the shortlist on that first playthrough, I didn't even get this perk. But the reason why I'm adding it here on the list and at the position that it is because what I've heard about it sounds really interesting. What I understand of this perk is that basically every merchant in the game, it seems, has kind of like a hidden stock, like a very special arrangement of pieces of gear that may be weapons, armor, or schematics that you can only see once you've obtained this perk. For early game, I don't think that it's really necessary to get into the shortlist, and if anything, you probably won't be getting this anytime soon as it requires 5 points needed in the Connections category. So later in the game, if you have invested points into Connections, or if you've gotten a bunch of agents for the Connections category, then it might be a good idea to get into the shortlist. Alright, so number 7 is going to take us to the Inquisition, and this is actually kind of a combo, actually 7 and 6 here on our list, which is Antivan Tailoring and Imperial Court Tailoring. Each of these 2 perks will allow you 15 more slots to carry items in the game. Inventory capacity is extremely important to me because it allows me so many different things. It allows me to carry more items, duh. It allows me to carry more things that I can sell and therefore also make more money. The last thing you want to be doing is throwing stuff away out of your inventory to try and make room to pick up something else in your bag. That's a total waste of money when you could be having all the stuff that you pick up and selling that stuff to merchants. Number 5 and 4 on our list is also a combination from the Forces category, which is Advanced Focus and Master Focus. Sometimes I read this in the comments, people are like, how do I even get the focus to be able to use the focus abilities and stuff like that? This is how you do it. From the Forces category, it requires you 4 points. Once you've invested those 4 points, then you can invest in Advanced Focus, which is the prerequisite for Master Focus. And each of these tiers gives you another 100 points in your Focus, which is another tier. And if you've seen my build videos, you've seen probably some of the Focus abilities that have tier 1, 2, and 3, and the tier 3 are just awesome. Obviously, since we're talking about specializations and focus abilities, that means that you probably won't need to be investing in this in the early game, probably somewhere mid-game as you get into level 10 and above, Skyhold access, etc. And you need 4 points in this category anyway, so it's going to take some time. Number 3 is going to take us down to the Inquisition and Tempered Glass Flasks. Better techniques in glassworking make more durable flasks, allowing more potions to be carried safely at one time. Adds 1 more potion slot for all party members. It's a really good perk that allows you to have both, for example, your healing of course and regeneration potions, which I think are incredibly valuable, especially on higher difficulties, and also gives you that extra slot for some awesome utility, grenade or potion. Number 2, we're going to take a look at the Secrets category and unlock Forward Scouts. With access to a forward training camp, the Inquisition Scouts can receive training to cover a wider area and identify items of interest to the Inquisitor, reveals additional landmarks and points of interest on the map of every area. The requirement for this is the same as True Grit, you have to capture a keep. What makes this perk so awesome is that, as you probably already know, but small spoiler alert here, once you get to Skyhold, you get to customize the place, but you need supplies, you need more wood, and you need more stone to make repairs and expansions and things like that. By having forward scouts, it now means that every time you go to a map, it will actually show you where you can find those logging camps, or where you can find the quarries to obtain those materials and get your upgrades for Skyhold faster. And my number 1 perk in Dragon Age Inquisition is more healing potions. I'm a big fan of getting this as quickly as possible. Increases the maximum number of potions the party can carry by 4. This is incredibly helpful, especially for higher difficulties. It just plain sucks when you're out adventuring and you and almost all of your party members are dead because you're completely out of potions, but you're still halfway maybe in between where your last camp was and where your next camp you're trying to get to is to replenish your potions. For difficulty settings under hard, for example, more healing potions isn't probably as much of a priority, but for hard and above, I think it's essential. Once you have 12 potions, 12 healing potions at your disposal, to me it means that I can explore a lot more. I can get into a lot more dirty fights without having to run back to camp to lick my wounds so that way I can go back out adventuring. Thanks for watching this video on my top 10 Inquisition perks for Dragon Age Inquisition. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you have any other suggestions or any debates about which perks that I found to be the most valuable, definitely let me know in the comment section. Click the like button to support these Dragon Age Inquisition videos and stay subscribed, more is on the way soon. If you're wondering where the next round of specialization videos is, like I said, this is my second playthrough that I'm working on now, and I kind of need to go through a second playthrough so that way I can have lots more enemies to be able to test builds on once again. So it's going to take me a little bit of time, but they are coming soon. Thanks for all your support, and thanks for watching this video. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.